أم من دون فريق إسباني؟ برناردو سيلفا يتولى تنفيذ سيلفا. فريق إنجليزي أم من دون فريق إسباني؟ برناردو سيلفا يتولى تنفيذ سيلفا. فريق إنجليزي أم من دون فريق إسباني؟ برناردو سيلفا يتولى تنفيذ سيلفا.
This is Arsenal. This is big football.
What is Arsenal?
A big club.
In England?
Yeah.
When you get back from the island, it's nothing.
No.
Oh, big up everyone. I hope everyone's doing good. Welcome back to the show, guys. Welcome back to the show. We're doing the match preview for Atalanta Liverpool second leg. I know we're probably going to go out, but can we have a laugh as well against Arsenal? I mean, look, this is arguably the greatest penalty of all time.
فريق إنجليزي أم من دون فريق إسباني؟ برناردو سيلفا يتولى تنفيذ سيلفا.
Again.
Did he say toilet?
Apparently, he blamed the fan in the crowd for his penalty, didn't he?
Did he say toilet before he took that? Because it was.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Silva blamed the fans.
He blamed the fans in the crowd for his penalty, didn't he? For getting a beer or something like that. It's hilarious, man. It's hilarious. You know, are we going out? More than likely, probably. I know it's shit, but the amount of talk Arsenal went out of, oh my god.
This guy's going to save us tonight. This guy.
Oh, he's got the cup. There you go.
This guy's going to save us.
He's got the cup off the shop. There you go.
And he's going to take us to the cup.
There you go. This man right here. Yeah, Mr. Salah.
To be fair, he could probably do that around their defenders because they're really slow.
Exactly. This is the heat map I want to see tonight after Liverpool played Atalanta. Yeah, that's the heat map I want to see tonight.
Well, I think that's the heat map we got at home.
But in all seriousness, yesterday was I'm wearing Atalanta colours just to put them off a little bit, man. I'm wearing Atalanta colours just to put them off a little bit. That's the game plan here. That's the game plan. Oh, I just love this Bayern Munich fan. It's hilarious. Let me just play it one more time. It's hilarious.
This is Arsenal. This is big football.
What is Arsenal?
A big club.
In England?
Yeah.
When you get back from the island, it's nothing.
No.
When you get back from the island, you're nothing. That is hilarious. It's true, though. Big club in England, not in Europe.
Haven't they only won one cup?
Cup winners' cup, mate.
In a long time.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Wasn't that Oliver Graham? George Graham?
I think it was, 1994, wasn't it?
It was a long time ago, man.
Was it the Alan Smith? Yeah, Alan Smith folly, was it? In the last minute or something like that, if I remember rightly.
Probably was Alan Smith, wasn't it?
Something like that, yeah, something like that. But big up to everyone in the chat. Hope you're all doing well this afternoon. Don't forget to hit that like button, share button, subscribe button, and also subscribe to AMAC as well. I think we've got G coming on in a little bit as well, so G will be on the show in a little bit. We got Andre in the house as well. Right, what was your name previously? Because obviously you're got mod status, so I can't remember. What was your original? What is it now? The Silent Auditor. What was the Silent Auditor? What was your name originally? Because you must have just changed it. But big up to you, man. Oh, it was Joyce. There you go, Joyce. There you go. Big up, Joyce. LFC Aaron in the house as well. Gory in the house. Mighty Reds in the house. Dustin. Hope you're doing well. Connor the Red, Psychedelic, Man Like Jay, Captain Sal, John Conway as well. Minerals FC, Asa in the house. Andre in the house. Mac LFC. Mac's back. Mac is back. Big up, Mac. Mac LFC, he's back. Mac, do you know how hard it was for me to try and get that? Because whoever it was blocked Mac in the chat a few weeks ago, and I've been trying to get his thing unlocked. It's been bloody, it's a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. Yeah, definitely, Nicholas. Definitely. But yeah, big up everyone. Sleepy Forest in the house. No way all English teams crash out. Liverpool have something for us. Yeah, we'll go with this. Go.
It's not
Big
over.
Up,
it's not
big
over.
Up, it's not over yet. We're going to chat about it, but before we start, John Conway, the super chat get started. Big up, Atlanta 0, Liverpool 4. John Conway's going. We're going to chat about it, guys. We're going to talk about all that. But yeah, yesterday's games, man. Look, I watch yesterday's games. It just makes me want to be back in the Champions League. Great games of football over the two legs. You know, Arsenal with all their chat. You know, I don't know about you guys in the chat. I don't know about UK Mac, but watching Arsenal going at a not very good Bayern Munich team where they're playing two left backs on the left hand side, and you've got Sane sort of like 70% fit, and all their talk.
And Eric Dyer.
Eric Dyer got man of the match. And all their talk, we want Bayern Munich. Bring on Bayern Munich. We want Bayern Munich. We want revenge. And Bayern Munich has said, yeah, hold it. You know, this is European royalty. It's different. But yeah, I've got to say, I did get a kick out of it last night, K-Mac. I don't know about yourself.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. It was the match I had on. I had a feeling that once Real Madrid scored the first goal, it was going to be like backs to the wall.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had Eric Dyer at the back.
You got man of the match, man. Big up Eric Dyer. Gee, how you doing, man? It's been a while. Hope you're doing good.
Yeah, man. I'm all blessed, man. I'm all blessed. Having a good afternoon. It's nice, chilled weather. You know, ate a bit of food, so I'm feeling good, man. K-Mac, hope you're blessed.
Yeah, good mate.
In case you haven't seen it, G. In case you haven't seen it.
فريق انجليزي ام من دون فريق اسباني. برناردو سيلفا يتولى التنفيذ. سيلفا.
It was for someone like him to take a penalty like that.
I know.
I got it because I was like, okay, you know, if the keeper moves, the you know, that kind of cliche. But I was like, bro, just put it in the corners. The keeper's not good enough. You wouldn't have saved it. This is a Champions League quarter final, man. Just be accurate and score. But listen, they're out. So that's all I can say.
Like Madrid's keepers, like their fourth choice keeper.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. No, I agree.
And the fact that he blamed the fans for the penalty is hilarious.
He blamed the fans.
Yeah, you heard that story. Apparently, he was blaming the fans for his penalty miss.
Oh, what, for not giving him the ball back or whatever?
Yeah, because there was that. Because that. Who is it who missed the penalty for? It was Modric, wasn't it? And Modric kicked the ball into the fans, didn't he?
Yeah.
And the fans didn't. They didn't throw it back, and they were at the Man City's end, weren't they?
Yeah, which didn't make sense, to be fair.
Yeah, and they're all saying, well, you're too busy all drinking your beers to throw the ball back, and that's why I missed the penalty.
Shame. Listen, all you can do is, for both Arsenal and City, I mean, I don't want to talk too much just in case, like, we don't make it through, but shame, regardless, shame, you lost.
I mean, City, to be fair, City don't talk that much because they don't need to. They don't need to, but Arsenal fans, man.
You know what it is with the Arsenal ones, yeah? I think the reason why Liverpool fans as well, because remember, we had no problem with them. Like, we were never, enemies. You know what I mean? Like, we've always been kind of cordial on a, professional kind of football basis and all of that stuff. But then when they're doing stuff like pray for Bayern, I saw on Twitter, and, all of these kind of things, I'm like, guys, we need to understand this is the team who have won the Champions League like 6 times.
They're royalty.
They're literally royalty. And you're speaking about them like they were Salzburg or something, with no disrespect to them. Like, come on, man, have a bit of respect and understand that you're the Salzburg in this situation. They are the royalty.
Oh, man.
Not only that, they got a manager that just won it.
Exactly. So it's not even like like I said, you're not Salzburg and they've just accidentally gotten to this stage of the competition and stuff like that. Like, we're playing against, I get it, back your team. You think you're gonna win. I can live with that. That's absolutely fine. But I just think Arsenal fans are going too over the top with it, man. And now you've lost. So
This is Arsenal. This is big football.
What is Arsenal?
A big club.
In England.
Yeah.
You get back from the island, it's nothing.
No.
Like,
but I've always said that about them. Yeah, I've always said that about them. That I've always thought Arsenal are obviously England, massive club. Of course, they're one of the top clubs in England. I'm sorry, but if you have no European pedigree, I cannot sit here and say around Europe you're considered to be a big club. I just don't know how you have that conversation. Like, how do we have that conversation with people? I don't know.
Yeah, look, Liverpool got their own problems tonight, which obviously we'll talk about. Man City. I'm just happy Man City going out, because Man City could win everything in a blink of an eye and obliterate everyone's records. So that's why I'm pretty happy they've gone out. Arsenal going out is just hilarious. As G said, I've got no problem with Arsenal Football Club, the club. You know, we've never been on that. Actually, Liverpool and Arsenal as a football clubs have been actually quite civil all the time. They've got quite a good relationship. It's just the fans, man. You got to know when not to say things and when to say things, and just chill out a little bit. It's like Arsenal fans have chatted all season, ain't they? Literally chatted all season. And when they lost to Fulham, who is it they lost to? Sorry, they lost to Aston Villa at home, didn't they?
Yeah. And
then all of a sudden, they're all gone back into their shell a little bit, pretending they didn't chat all season. I just think it's a funny thing. Look, City are an amazing team in England that we're all trying to compete against and beat. And it's almost impossible by the look of it. But in Europe, it's a different kettle of fish. But you know, Real Madrid just know how to win football games. It's as simple as that. They don't have to be the best. But I'll ask you guys this, because there's this thing going on around after the game that, you know, Madrid got a bit lucky. They got dominated by the better team in City, and City were a better team. I'll ask you guys though, I'll go with you, G, first. Was it Ancelotti's actual game plan to let City play like that though?
100%. You heard Bellingham say it. Bellingham said about his role in the game, and what he was obviously asked to do was a little bit different, and what Ancelotti asked of him. So yeah, I'm like, nah, and I knew as soon as they scored, I said, you're gonna see a defensive masterclass better than Simeone at Atletico Madrid, just with better players. You know what I mean? Like with Vinicius, Rodrigo, and all these other guys. You're just gonna see that, because that's what they do. Ancelotti's clever enough to understand, I'm coming up against a team who are going to have more of the ball. They've probably got better players in certain areas, but in other areas we can match them up. Like in defense, I think Real Madrid have got a better defense than Manchester City, especially in that game anyway. And I just think that with their structure, it's the way to beat Manchester City. If you're that type of team, by the way, don't try it if you're bloody Luton, because it's not going to work. I mean, if you're Real Madrid and you've got the quality, that's how you beat a Manchester City team. But City had chances to score. De Bruyne should have scored. So yeah, exactly. And I just think that people making it out like Madrid, Rodri came out to say, oh, you know, there's only one team. I said, no, two teams had a tactic. They had a style. Yours didn't work. Theirs did work. Now you're here. Luck of the penalties. If Silva decides to take a proper penalty, you might be having a different conversation. So it's all these little fine margins, but I don't like the notion that people acted like Madrid were just sitting back. Well, not like they didn't want to play. I was like, they didn't need to play. They scored the goal. They knew that City will probably have a chance at some point in the game. So as long as they can keep it out, then they're kind of good to go, and they kind of back themselves to do it. So it was a masterclass, honestly.
And let's be fair, Rudiger had a chance to win it.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's this whole if you're the dominant team, you're the better team scenario sometimes doesn't really add up if the other team is willing to let you have the ball and use their counter skills upon them. Then they suck City into a full sense of security. And you know, I think people go too over the top sometimes. I really do. But look, we got our work cut out for us tonight, guys. We've got our work cut out for us. 3-0 down from the first leg at home, but you know, our home record went from being amazing to pants in a week, which is mad.
We've got previous, by the way. We've done this before. We have a week off in the middle of the season. We've done this a few times.
We're very happy having weeks off, I think.
It's crazy.
K-Mac, so obviously, how do you see it going tonight? How do you see Liverpool's chances tonight? And who's your key players?
For me, I mean, he's took 24 players and he's took pretty much every man and his dog. Like, I don't want our team coming out early like it did last time. Like, I don't know why that happened. Like, we released our team like about 2 hours before the game, so Gasperini knew what he was going to get, which I don't understand. So hopefully we can keep that under wraps. And if he goes full strength, then I think we've got a chance. But if he goes half, then they could nick a goal. Like, but he needs to go all in. Like, it's like poker now, where you just go, right, I'm all in. He's got to do it if he wants to get anything out of this game. And he has to score a goal in the first 15 minutes. We have to get in the lead, definitely before then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, where do you see it, Jay? You know, obviously the first leg, it never went for us, but we saw that, Liverpool, again, in the first leg, shot themselves in the foot a little bit because they did have chances. We're talking about an early goal. Was it the first 10 minutes that Darwin done that ridiculous chip where it went wide, where he should have just gone around the keeper and slotted it into empty net? And you're probably looking at a different game, aren't you, if you take that game 1-0 in the first 10 minutes. So do you see the boys having similar chances tonight? Because Gasperini, he's got his way of playing, hasn't he? I don't know if he will get his Atalanta team just sitting back tonight and defending. I don't know if that's his style, but how do you see it going, man?
What K-Mac said, if you're gonna, let's put it this way, if there's one team to do it, it's only going to be Liverpool anyway. So I think that we can all agree with. But yeah, you got to score in the first 10, 15 minutes, man. And by the way, I'm not saying, obviously, it'd be great if you could score 4 goals in the first 20 minutes. That's fantastic. But I'm not even asking for that. I think it just sets a bit more of a tempo if you can just score in that first 10. And then it's a bit like, 3-1 now all of a sudden. Then you see how Atalanta react, kind of thing. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think we'll go through anyway. I think we'll win the game. I just don't think we'll go through because I just do not see them not scoring. I just think we'll concede. And I don't know. I think we'll concede 2 at least, kind of thing. And I think that's the problem. The scoring, I think Liverpool will score a few good goals today. I think we'll score about 4 goals. But I just don't see us keeping it out the other end, man. It's just...
That's the problem at the moment defensively. Big up Tom, says Jota isn't starting. He's apparently been leaked. But Tom, if you're free, Tom, if you're free and available,
I just literally said, don't leak our stuff, and they already are.
That's what I'm thinking. It's leaked already, bloody hell.
Yeah, Tom, if you're free and you want to jump on, man, I can send you the link if you want to jump on if you're free, Tom.
He took Jaden Dance as well, by the way.
Yeah, Jaden Dance is.
Can he be our hero?
Different little talent. We'll get to the Jota stuff later because I think Jota is not just important for this game, but the rest of the season. I'll get to the Jota stuff in a bit. But if Tom's right, and that is the front three, K-Mac, Diaz, Gakpo, Salah. Well, what's your take on that, man? What's your take on that if that is the front three?
I'm definitely happy with 2 of them in Gakpo and Salah, but it is what it is. I mean, Diaz is going to give you 100%, isn't he? So he's going to run his ass off. He's going to do anything he can, just make life hell for them. We just need to sort out that midfield because he literally passed it around our midfield. If you look at the passing lanes at Atalanta, they just played it around us. We couldn't get near them in the midfield. We talked about some of Endo's flaws, and being mobile is one of them. Like, he can't be everywhere at once. We need more players to help in that midfield. We don't want to be having like a 5-on-2 like it was, but it's good to have Ali back, by the way. I think that is a massive, massive plus, having Ali back. I think he makes such a difference. Keller's been great, but Keller's not Ali, and Ali can produce magic. He can also direct the tempo of the game sometimes as well, which might help with Salah. If Trent's there, if you've got Trent, Dom, and Salah on that right hand side, I think you've got a lot of creativity there, which is where a lot of our goals and assists have come from this season and the past. So hopefully it's another special European night.
Yeah, just not at Anfield for once, just in Bergamo. Yeah. But Alisson, like, if you look at Liverpool's defensive XG, apparently Alisson is working so, like, the goals he saves Liverpool on one-on-ones is just, it's ridiculous to a level that, Kelleher's come in, and to be fair, Kelleher's been pretty good. He's a good goalkeeper. It's just that Alisson's when you've got Alisson, Becker in your team, a keeper, a player at elite level, anyone coming in can sometimes not look nowhere near as good, but on their own, they're actually a very good player. It's just that we've got Alisson Becker, and I think Alisson Becker, the way we play, he's just been sorely missed for me. G, I don't know about yourself.
Yeah, I say it all the time, man. Like, we get say, like, look at us defensively. I think you might not agree, but like, if you just looked at us the whole season defensively, the chances that we give up, like almost every single game, like most teams will do, like top teams can do, but we just give up like the easiest of chances and stuff like that. When Ali's there, those goals, the goal that they scored, Skamaka scored where they went under, Ali probably saves that, and he probably makes it look like the easiest thing in the world. Do you know what I mean? So I respect Keller though. Like, I do respect him. I think he's stepped in and he hasn't been a problem. Like, I haven't looked at him and thought, oh, he's a main problem why we're conceding goals. I think it's more the people in front of him. But listen, you got the best goalkeeper in the world back in your team. Like, you can't ask for any more than that. Like, as long as you got the best in your team, that will at least be 1% better than what you had in the previous game. So it's just about, if we do lose tonight, I don't see it being an Alisson problem. Like, I really don't. I see it being more of a team issue. So let's wait and see.
Yeah. I mean, the thing on Keller as well. Sorry, the thing on Keller as well, and I'd like to chat to kind of maybe chime in on this, is I don't think Keller's been poor at all. I think he's been a great goalkeeper, but I do see him starting to decrease, and that's no slight on him. I think that's just the fact that he's played a lot of games and he's never been in this position where he's actually our goalkeeper for the run-in, and he's actually in really, really important games. And I just think he might just be cracking a bit because he's not used to the situation. And I get that he's played in a final before. I get that. But that's like a one-off, and he wasn't really in the team playing in the Premier League before that. But he's had more games than Ali, and he's in the team when we're fighting on all fronts. He's never been in that situation before. So I felt some of those saves that he didn't make, not all the goals were his fault, by the way, but I just felt that some of those saves that he didn't make, it's probably because he's not used to being in that situation where he's so important. And I just think Ali just does that. Like, he's just used to it. He's used to being in a really, really high pressure situation on a number of occasions.
Yeah, Ali's just. People say our defense is, pretty like decent for the amount of goals we've conceded. I think it's like only 4 or 5 less than Arsenal, who's got the best defense in the league. But are we looking at someone like Alisson Becker, who probably saves us 10, 12 goals a season, G? Is that more of a reason?
Yeah, 100%, man. But then that's why I look at the team and I'm like, it just annoys me the way we play, because you're like, I get it. Top goalkeepers, that's what they're there for. That's what you get paid the money for, because you're there to save us. But, and Jamie and K-Mac, you'll be able to tell me of goalkeepers even like further back, for example. But when I look at like Peter Cech, when I look at Schmeichel, they're not being called upon as much as, say, Alisson gets called upon now. Do you get what I mean? And you can probably, I didn't watch him, but from everything I saw of Bruce Grobbelaar, like they're not getting called upon so much. When they are called upon, though, that's when they're pulling out the fingertip saves and the, off the line kind of save. David Seaman against, was it Middlesbrough? I can't remember the FA Cup game. That those kind of things. That's when I want to see my top goalkeeper. That's when I want to be calling him, the number one, because when we need you, you can pull it out, you can pull it out the bag, as opposed to a number two who might not be able to necessarily do that. And I think that's the problem I always find with Liverpool, is that you're calling upon Alisson Sheffield United, thank you. You're calling upon Alisson so much. We're seeing world-class saves every game. So they're not even, I don't even look at it as world-class. I'm just like, oh, yeah, that's just an Alisson save. Yeah, that was a good save. I shouldn't even do that. I'm just bypassing it. When really I should be like, oh my goodness, that was an absolute, the save against Newcastle, Almiron this season. Oh, like that's one of the best saves I've ever seen in my whole life. But I've seen Alisson make dozens of those saves this season. And that shouldn't even be the case. Did you know what I mean? Like that should have been a standalone save where if they were to do, I don't know if they do save of the season at the end of for goalkeepers, but that should just be a standalone save. But I guarantee Alisson's probably got about 3 or 4 in the running. And that shouldn't be the case. And that's not his fault. That's the team. Well, the team plus the tactics. So that's where we need to, start changing the way that we play. But obviously, new manager, hopefully that will change.
Well,
the thing with Ali as well. Sorry, I've got to talk about Ali. The thing with Ali as well, it's not only the save that stops us from going behind. It's the save that stops them from equalising.
Exactly.
Like he has pulled off some incredible saves. I think the metadata on Ali is 9 points he saved us this season and 12 points last season, which is pretty incredible, to be fair. I mean, we used to sit here and we used to and David De Gea used to get like player of the season consistently for Man United.
Yeah.
Ali has been doing that for us now for 2 years.
Like, but why was he getting it?
And I sat there and gone, you know what? Peter Cech was a better goalkeeper. Peter Cech didn't have to do what Ali does on a regular basis.
Exactly.
Like, it's a real thought now to think about how important Ali is. And the save he pulled off against in Crystal Palace. Did you see that one?
But look at that. We're talking about another game, another save, and you're like, bro, how? Like, I don't even hear about the other goalkeepers making save after save after save every single game. And we're not talking about regular saves, by the way. We're talking about absolute, basically certain goal. Looks like it's about to go in, and Alisson's just got there. How many times? Like, at some point, you have to have a conversation with the team and say, look, we're calling upon this goalkeeper way too many times. Like, we need to stop doing that, because at some point in next season, the season after that, Ali won't be the same Ali. Neuer's not the same goalkeeper. He can still pull out your odd saves here and there, but he's not the same Neuer that we saw 5-6 years ago. And the same thing will happen to Ali. So maybe we just need to calm it down a bit, man.
Yeah, you know what would be really interesting as well? How many people score one-on-ones past Ali? Because I don't really remember many people scoring one-on-ones, which is nuts, because he gets a lot of one-on-ones.
The only one that really does it,
deflections and bobbles, and we have a habit of conceding those. You know, those really scruffy goals that you can't really blame anyone for. They kind of ricochet off 3 people and go in, and you're just like, you can't blame the goalkeeper for any of that. He's hardly ever to blame for anything. Like, seriously.
No, it's like Kelleher. Like Kelleher, though, his one-on-one saves have been pretty decent as well.
They have.
You know, he's very much
let them off
last week.
Yeah, he's very much.
He let those off.
Yeah, he very much copies. Yeah, he even moves that like Alisson, don't he? I mean, you've got one of the best keepers in the world, if not the best keeper in the world.
No, he's the best. He's the best.
Training with you every day, you're going to be, you've got to learn something, surely. You know,
I think you also have to give big kudos to Tafarel as well. By the way, he's our goalkeeper coach for Ali. Like, and I'm not giving kudos to Achterberg, because he was our goalkeeper coach for Miggs and them lot.
I think it's a whole team. Well, sorry, goalkeeping team effort kind of thing when it comes to Ali. But that also makes it hard for another goalkeeper, because you're like, if Kelleher was to leave, bloody hell, who'd you go out and sign now? Like, what'd you do?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was just had my eyes drawn away there because I just saw breaking news that the new Premier League regulation board is going to be headed in Manchester. Did anyone see?
The new what? Say that again.
So they're doing the Premier League, the Premier League's regulation board, their committee and all that.
Yeah.
They're going to be put in Manchester.
HQ's in Manchester.
Yeah.
What in Man City's offices?
Let's just forget about the whole 150.
They can't make it worse. They can't make it worse for themselves. You know, it's nothing in it whatsoever. They just get Manchester as a place, but it just makes it look worse. It's like, read the room, guys. Read the room. Put it in Essex or something like that, where no one's got any say about football.
No ties to anything.
Yeah, just put it somewhere like that. Not where everyone's talking about at the moment. It makes no sense. Read the room, guys. Read the room. But yeah, Alisson Becker, yeah, obviously world class, and welcome back to the team. And look, as you say, he had that save against Palace where he just sort of stuck out his arm. His reflexes are just, he are first class still. And yeah, maybe his footwork sometimes isn't the best coming out for the ball, but he's. What is that noise? I can hear in the back.
There's an ice cream van. Sorry.
Definitely sounds like the I know that sound. I know that.
Oh, I fancy an oyster now. I ain't gonna lie.
Was that the wafer one? Is that like the wafer?
Yeah, you know the oyster shell when they put the ice cream in the oyster.
I can see it from here as well. That's really annoying.
Yeah, I love them ice creams, man. I love them ice creams. Or back in the day, you used to get a cornet, a 99, didn't you, and a pack of fags. Back in the day, and your ice cream man always had something under the shelf, didn't he? You know,
I always found that weird. I was always like, how do you keep so many things underneath this one shelf? But
you get like blue DVDs and an ice cream, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, what are we doing here? But that's not sort of track of time. Right. So yeah, Alisson Becker back in the team. Like his potential. I think Tom put out apparently the link to the lineup. Let me just go back and get it. Which is, look, apparently no Endo in the team. Now, so if we go back to link 9, there's no Wataru Endo. I love Wataru Endo. I think he's been excellent for Liverpool this season. But the man looks shattered. Mm-hmm. The man looks shattered. And I don't blame him. He's like 31 years of age. He's just come to the Premier League. And I said this before. I think, the DM position for Liverpool is the hardest position in a Klopp team. Because the amount of ground you have got to cover, because of how offensive we are from back to front. I don't blame Wataru Endo for being absolutely shattered, man. Really don't.
This is why I say, I said this, I was talking about this morning about like Klopp's tactics and whatever. And I don't want to get into that whole debate, but his tactics, if you needed a manager for 3 seasons and you already had the players, i.e. Real Madrid, for example, perfect. Klopp would go in there and win absolutely everything. Champions League, back to back. I think Klopp could even win it back to back. That's how good I think his tactics for short term would be, because it would just blitz you in 3 seasons and done and dusted. But guess what? In that 4th season, Vinny, Valverde, Bellingham, they'd all be injured, dead on their feet, nowhere to go. Like it would be, and then he would have to start all over again, like what he's had to do here. And that's the problem with this style, is like, it's good for short term. It's not a long-term tactic. And it's too difficult to really tweak without changing really the ethos. This season, we've tried to go a bit possession, but still, do a bit more of that. We're still getting injuries. How many players have we had out this season? Trent, been out. Szoboszlai, been out. Jones, been out. Thiago, obviously, still out. Bajcetic, still coming back. Trent, Robert,
I don't know that player's name. I don't know that player's name.
And this is the thing now. I'm not saying all those injuries, by the way, are caused because of the tactic. No, they're not. But the tactic does not help. I can tell you that for free. It really does not help. And Trent, for those who would watch the interview that he did on the overlap, he even not alluded to the injuries, but he alluded to how difficult it is to actually learn this tactic, especially when you're brand new. In that pre-season, it's so difficult trying to understand you need to be here. Endo, you got to cover this ground and that ground. And I'm just like, bloody hell, man, the running that you guys are doing, man. Like, football's not a long career, guys. Like, I kind of want to keep these players for like 5, 6, 7, 8 years and, you know, get the full use out of them instead of just, you know, buying it now and then, you know, just getting rid of it. But Endo's been good this season, though. I will say that. He's definitely been good.
He came in with no real. Oh, I got echo. Anyone hear that echo, or is it just me?
Yeah.
I can't.
It might just be through the earphones. That's all it is. Yeah, it's gone now. There you go. I think it's just through the earphones. Yeah, Wataru Endo came in with no expectation whatsoever, so I think he's done really well. He's a player I'd like to keep at the club. I just feel like I love Endo. He's my man. You know, I've got a T-shirt being made of him right now as we speak, and I love the guy. But I just feel like I think he's perfect squad player. Get another younger DM in, and Endo's perfect backup, man. Got no problem with Endo in his team whatsoever. But he's been dropped out today, and I said this. Everyone came at me because Endo's been playing well, but everyone came at me, and I said when Klopp gets his full strength team back, I believe he'll go Macca in the 6, Curtis Jones and Szoboszlai midfield. Because he was asked a question the other day, weren't he, guys, about McAllister, and he said a good thing about McAllister. He can play at various positions. Is he a number 6? No. Can he play there? Yeah. And I like it, what he does there. So do you feel, guys, I'll go with you first, came out. Do you feel this is the midfield three we probably might see till the end of the season where he wants more control? Trent coming in as that right back will go. We know what he's going to do. He's going for it. He's going to go alongside McAllister in that midfield. He's going to look, Klopp's going to look for more control. And do you think that's our midfield three down to the end of the season?
Yeah, I do, and I think it's the best midfield three as well. I mean, this will be Jones's third game now, so he's probably got quite a bit of minutes in his legs now. It takes a little bit of time for Jones to kind of get back into the team. It always has. Same with Canate as well. They're quite slow starters when they get thrown back into the team after absences like injuries or suspensions or whatever. That right hand side's got a hell of a lot of legs, a hell of a lot of creativity in it. That's what we want. We don't want to be doing too much defending, to be fair. We want to be creating more in the team, and you know, hopefully Gapco can get a goal tonight. It'll do him the world of good. And
I think Gapco.
You know, we've got the band back now in Salah and Trent. I mean, they've been like on and off. Like one of them's been injured, the other one wasn't, and the other one was injured, and the other one wasn't. So they haven't really played together much. No. And Dom's just a monster of a specimen of legs.
Yeah, he's a runner.
You know what he'll have to do.
Well, that's what he's in this midfield for, ain't it? At the end of the day, you know, whatever we feel, I feel there's more of a player in a more inside forward position or a floating 10. I think you get more out of Szoboszlai as a player for his attributes, but where Klopp sees him as that athletic midfielder, the one with legs in that midfield, and you know, we might not think it's working, but for the way Klopp wants to play, I suppose Szoboszlai is the obvious choice to play in that position, ain't he?
Yeah, that's the Klopp way. It's the Klopp way. He needs that.
It's the Klopp way. I'm going to get that.
Glad you asked him that question.
Yeah. Well, no, you know, I've tried to be. Like, I think I've been really good this season. I've not. You have.
No, you have, mate. Honestly,
he hasn't gone too much. Yeah.
I haven't gone too far this season, and the reason only really since he then said he was leaving, I was like, I don't have to say anything now. I can just be quiet. Now I'm chilled. I smile more. Like it's crazy. But
before we carry on, I'm gonna bring in Adam as well. Big up, Adam. How you doing, man?
Big up, Adam.
Big up.
How you doing, good, man? How you doing, good?
You're
on mute, Adam. You're on mute. You're on mute.
Still on mute.
Still on mute.
Yeah.
We'll let you continue, man. It's all right. Go on, Jay.
Yeah, no, it's just like it's again. It was something I think I have since I've been smiling more. I've had more time to think about certain things, and I think I almost feel like what we expect of some players, and this obviously when we talk about Núñez and we talk about Szoboszlai, because those are the two main ones. What we expect of them and what Klopp actually expects of them, they're obviously two different things. in terms of, I think I even done a show with you, came back, and we spoke about this like a while back about, and Jamie as well, about the role of, say, someone like Nunes as an example, where it, like we thought he was going to be a striker. Klopp probably didn't look at it like that. He said, no, it's just another forward player. I don't look at him as my number 9 to get me 40 goals a season and blah, 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 all those kind of things. And I feel like Szoboszlai is the same. I think he's almost in that mode of, we know what he can do from what we've seen of at Leipzig and for Hungary, but Klopp not asking him to do that because he knows he can potentially do something else. So he's telling him to do that kind of thing. And we're obviously trying to match our expectations with reality. And right now, especially when he's putting in some stinkers, it's not going to match up all the time. At times, it's going to look kind of horrible if he's not playing well enough, even in that kind of role. So, yeah, it's one of those catch-22s, man. But he's probably the best one, maybe, unless you put Trent in there. But, yeah, he's probably the only one I'd think of.
Yeah, I agree. Adam, you good now?
I think, can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go, my man. How you doing, man? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I had a nightmare with one of my videos before I jumped on here. Then, like, it was stop, start. So I think I'm just having technical problems today.
Oh, the gremlins are out. The gremlins are out. It happens when it happens. So, guys, if anyone could put Adam's YouTube channel in the link it in the chat, any of the mods, I'd appreciate that. Thank you very much. And welcome to the show, man.
No, it's good to be back. It's good, not back. Good to be on. Like, you've asked me a few times. I've just not been able to make it happen. So it's good to be on.
No, it's good, man. It's good. So we're just obviously talking about the team out. So the team, I don't know if you've seen the link. So the link, that's the team that's been leaked. Apparently, that's going to be playing tonight. So obviously, the midfield, Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Elliott. Elliott apparently is the one, not Curtis Jones. But some people are saying it's going to be Curtis Jones. Diaz, Gakpo, and Salah. Give us your thoughts, man.
The midfield's probably what I would have gone for, to be fair. Especially after the last game, I think Elliott's deserved a starting a game. I know he's like a bit of a super sub right now, but I think he deserves to start a game, especially something like this. Surprised Jota's not starting, to be fair. I probably would have gone with Gakpo out on the left and Jota down the middle, and took Diaz out, to be fair, because he's, as much as Diaz is playing pretty well lately, he's not an end product player, is he? He's not like, he don't get assists, he don't get goals, he runs it ball and gets us down the pitch, do you know what I mean? And puts a lot of energy in.
Yeah.
And for something like tonight, we need goals. And you've got probably the best finisher in the squad on the bench, I'm guessing, in Jota. Like, I don't know. I think the longer the game goes on and it's 0-0, it's not looking good for us at all, I don't think. You need someone like, to be fair as well, there was I was actually thinking the other day I'd have took Salah out, to be fair. He's not been showing much lately, do you know what I mean? Like, might have gone with Gakpo, Diaz, Jota. That might have been my front three. Or maybe you take Dom out of the midfield and put him in up front, maybe get some a bit closer to goal where he's used to playing. Like I think you were saying earlier, like with Leipzig and stuff, he was used to playing a bit closer to goal rather than, I think Klopp's trying to turn him into like another Wijnaldum. Do you know what I mean? Like someone who's like a bit of a workhorse. And I just don't think that's his game. So yeah, I don't know. Don't know about that. The defense and the midfield is probably what I would have gone for, but that front three, I don't know.
Well, I'm confused about Elliott on the left. That doesn't make any sense. Has he ever played there? Midfield left.
I prefer Elliott on the right side of a midfield three, personally, but that's why I don't know if it is going to be, because some people have got the predicted lineup as exactly the same, but Jones instead of Elliott. Now, I will say I like Curtis Jones. I think he's a very underrated player, and what he does in this Liverpool midfield is very good. But I don't think he's come back from injury that good at the moment, and he doesn't look that sharp. But Elliott, K-Mac, is Elliott's been probably one of our best players this season, especially off the bench, and I think he deserves a start now because every time he comes on, what I will say about Harvey Elliott, he does give us a sense of control. You know, he keeps the ball, he passes the ball well, moves the ball, he presses well. So it gives us that kind of control, don't he, K-Mac? So he's probably one of the players who does deserve to start, in my opinion. I don't know what you reckon.
I agree to a certain extent as well. And there's a crazy stat about Elliott, which people probably don't know. He runs the most than any other player on the pitch for Liverpool when he plays.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just like he puts a crazy amount of effort in. He's played a crazy amount of games as well. I don't know about Elliot on the right hand side with Trent there. That was a recipe for disaster last season, and Elliot was the scapegoat. I mean, I gave him enough slack over it. He hasn't got the defensive mind to track runners, so it makes sense for Dom to be there. So that's why I think it probably will be Jones, on the left hand side and Mac in the DM position. But Salah and Trent is a no brainer. To the end of the season, those two could basically win us the league and the cup, like individually. Like they've got so much about them. They create more chances than anyone else in the Liverpool team. They get more assists than anyone else in the Liverpool team, and they score more goals than anyone else in the Liverpool team. It's just a fact.
This is true. Jay, what do you reckon about Harvey?
He's a tricky one, isn't it? He is a super sub. And I think with the way that he plays, he is kind of better off the bench as opposed to starting games. Because when he does start, it's just been kind of wishy-washy form. Like it's been so good some games, not so good other games, really poor in other games. Like it's a bit too wishy-washy. Whereas off the bench, I would say largely he's actually been really, really good this season. That's where I've seen some of the best performances from him this season. Late goals, we saw the Crystal Palace one. And just performances, forget even the GA stuff, but just genuine performance when he comes on the pitch. He just has that intensity, the know-how, the intelligence. He finds pockets of space and all that stuff. So it's difficult to say not to start him because you're saying, well, technically he's doing what he needs to do. He comes off the bench, he plays well. Doesn't that mean you should start a game? But then you've still got Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones, and all these other guys who perform better from the beginning as opposed to coming off the bench. So listen, Klopp's got a dilemma, but then again, we wanted dilemmas. We wanted players who would cause the manager problems, and this is what's happening now. So it's just really about what we think is the best thing. Remember, this is away, and we're 3-0 down. So we've got to think what's the best way to utilize all our best players in this moment. It's not like we're 0-0 Anfield or 3-0 down at Anfield. Then you might be like, all right, we can play him at home. It's all right. But 3-0 away in Italy, that doesn't sound like the easiest of things, like in my head anyway.
Yeah, I agree. Big up Michael with the super chat, although he insults us, but big up Michael with the super chat.
This is
it. He says, you are all talking shy. Salah and rubbish. Dom should be out. Jota, Nunes and Cody and Diaz should be start if you want a goal. Oh, yeah, fair enough, Michael. Oh, fair enough. Thank you, super chat, man. I do appreciate the super. I ain't going to lie. Big up to you. Yeah, look, Harvey, I think Harvey makes a massive difference off the bench. He's a young lad still. I think we all forget, is he only 20 still at the moment, Harvey Elliott? I mean, he's played, 112 games for Liverpool, which is nuts at that age. Yeah. So he's still a developing player as well and getting better at, by the look of it, he's getting better each season he plays. And he's going to be a good footballer. There's no shadow of doubt about that. But, he's got a place in this team right now, and that place works. And I don't know him start. I will. One thing I will say about Harvey Elliott, we don't cross the ball that much, and there's only really two players that cross the ball, and that's if Cody gets off the left and Elliott off the right. They literally, and Harvey, to his credit, has actually got a pretty decent final ball on the right hand side when he crosses that ball in. He usually does put in quite a dangerous cross.
He does that. He does that Hendo flick to the back post, but it's better.
Just works. But he gets that ball in, and I think Harvey does that really well against more tired legs. I actually think Harvey's a pretty decent weapon to have off the bench. I really do. So I don't think Harvey needed when we're 3-0 down to start a game. Personally, that's just my opinion there, but. Let's go with the forward, like Cody Gakpo, guys. So we know Cody hasn't had, he's, I don't know why we do it. It's not us here in this, like, we're all sensible fans, but there's a lot of Liverpool fan base who always got a player they got to pick on. They weren't like in the season. And what is it? A couple of years ago, it was Curtis Jones till he started playing and getting regular game time. Then it all went down. We realised he's actually a decent player. And now it's sort of like Cody Gakpo's the man who's getting all the heat. I think the last couple of games when he's come on, I actually think he's been quite impressive. He's actually created more opportunities for the forwards than Luis Diaz in his last 2 substitute appearances. But again today, guys, if the leaked team is to be true, he's starting through the middle. And gee, I don't know. I got to add them actually. Going Gakpo through the middle. His 2 appearances recently have become on left wing when he looks impressive. What do you think, man? I think Gakpo deserves a start, but I just think Luis Diaz should be dropped for Cody Gakpo, in my opinion. I don't know if Cody through the middle is the way I would have gone.
To me, I think Gakpo has just been played in the wrong position since he's joined Liverpool. I don't think he's either a winger or a number 9. I think he's more of like a 10. I think he's very similar to Fabio Carvalho in that sense as well, because I think he were played in wrong position as well.
Good shout.
So I think if we played more of a 4-2-3-1, him in the middle of the 3 would make more sense. Because I think he was brought in to be more like a Bobby Firmino type player, drops deep and stuff like that and play through the middle. But when then you're playing Nunes in different games and stuff like that, who's a completely different player himself, you don't have the rhythm every game. You change depending who's through the middle. Do you know what I mean? So like, he has come in for a fair bit of stick, to be fair, and he does look like he's lost a bit of confidence. But then, like you say, like in the past 2 games, he has turned it on again a little bit. Like when he first played for us, was his debut against Man United? Was it? And he scored. Like he looked like he was gonna like kick on and go from there. But like lately, I don't know. He seems to have just, maybe it's because he's not getting a run of games and stuff. Like he's just being left out a lot, really. So, but through the middle today, I just think it's the wrong player. I think, like you say, he's been showing that he's best out on the left lately. So you put him there. To be fair, it's one of them Jurgen Klopp things that he just always does. And you sat there thinking, like, why has he done that? Like, it don't make no sense. You're putting a player on as a sub on the left and he does really, really well. All right, I'll start him next time, but I'll put him through middle. What?
It's weird, don't it?
Helps us content providers, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Gives us stuff to talk about. But what is it?
Can I just give you some stats on Gakpo as well?
Yeah, go on.
In this competition, because I've just been looking.
His
He scored 4 goals in 6 games.
Yeah, his stats are good.
You what?
He's scored 4 goals in 6 games in this competition. I didn't even know he'd scored.
I'll tell you what, I'm telling you as well. It's bearded Gakpo. Since Gakpo started growing the beard through, different player. I'm telling you, it's about the beard. What Xabi Alonso? Xabi Alonso was a good player. As soon as that beard grew through, world class. It's about the beards, guys. That's what it's about.
Well, why do you think I keep my beard? But no, I mean, I'm playing.
World class G. World class G. That's your new name, G. World class G.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean? WCG. I like it. No, listen, man. I think the Gakpo stuff. I agree with Adam, man. It's like there's such a world. I'm actually happy Adam said it and I didn't say it because everyone would know I've got an agenda. Because
they're gonna say it anyway. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it anyway. But like that's such a Klopp thing to do. Is you play him on the left and he's done well, but then you play him through the middle. Like I don't even get the thinking, but obviously I'm assuming in the game that they're gonna just try and swap. He'll go out to the left every now and again. Whoever's on, I can't remember the team, but whoever was on the left will just cut.
Diaz.
So Diaz would then just kind of swap inside. We know Mo ain't going anywhere, so he'll stay on that side. So it's just really the left wing and the forward. So listen, I don't know, man. It's difficult though because none of these attackers are actually in form at this current moment in time, and they haven't been. They haven't been for a little while. Honestly, I just think everyone should just pray today, and then we just see what happens, see how it goes.
Do you know what's mad? So I'm going to give you stats for go to Gakpo and Luis Diaz because a lot of people, like I've had my issues with Luis Diaz, and like I've said it many times. I think he's a fabulous player, but end product wise, he don't give me enough for the player of the technical ability that he has. In my opinion, I think that's a fair comment to make. Like Luis Diaz has got 10 assists in 100 Liverpool games. Personally, I don't think that's good enough. Yeah, he's got 10 assists in 100 Liverpool games.
Yeah.
So he gets 1 assist every 10 games.
Yeah. And And a player of his quality, and obviously he's technically a very good footballer, his end product for me should be a little bit more. Obviously, assists are a weird stat as well because we don't know how many of them assists, like someone missed an open goal or something like that. But still, 10 in 100 still doesn't shows me you're not creating quite enough as well. Otherwise, your stats would be a little bit higher anyway. But considering Darwin Núñez has got 11 assists this season, you know, it does. But look, these are the stats. So Luis Diaz this season has played 44 games for Liverpool. Yeah, 44 games for Liverpool. He's played 31 Premier League games, 6 Europa games, 6 League Cup, 4 League Cup games, 3 FA Cup games. He's pretty much played every game. He's got 13 goals and he's got 4 assists. Yeah, so 44 games, 13 goals, 4 assists. Cody Gakpo has played 47 games in all competitions, 14 goals and 4 assists. And I would assume Cody Gakpo has started far less games than Luis Diaz as well.
I think Diaz starts every game, mate. I never see Diaz come off the bench. He never comes off the bench.
Yeah. So you're looking at Cody. Cody's playing a lot less games. So I just feel like, I mean, I'm saying Luis Diaz scores a hat-trick today, I'd be happy. But it just... I don't know what it is, guys. What is it you came out? What is it that Klopp sees that Diaz can do on the left that Cody can't? Because if we go by stats, there's nothing really in it to say why.
I wish you'd ask G this now.
I'm going
No.
This is where because if you look at the last 2 games, apparently I haven't got the thing right up now, but I heard it's been spoke about on CBS Sport that Cody Gakpo has created more opportunities off the left-hand side in these last 2 games than Luis Diaz has done in these last 10. So what is it that Klopp sees that, you know, he feels Diaz is a better player for him on that left-hand side? Because I think in a race, they're probably as quick as each other. So I don't know what it is, man. What do you think?
I would say it's work rate and maybe intelligence, like just game intelligence, being able to track runners. I'm not a particular fan of the Dutch contingency in tracking runners and defending and work ethic. I feel they're a little bit. I don't know. I feel Dutch players are a little bit. What's the word? What's the word? Can someone give me the word?
Yeah, I'm giving you no word. You got me.
No, you know they're a little bit blasé.
There you go.
You know, that's what it feels like. And Diaz is just he's a bit of an animal, isn't he? Let's be honest. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's bit a few players as well.
Yeah, it's just. I understand. I think the work rate thing, Adam.
Lazy. That's the word. Someone wrote it in the chat.
In capitals as well.
Passive.
Right, we're going through stereotypes.
It's a good point.
Stereotypes.
It's a good point.
Yeah, Angel's probably put it best. Passive. There you go. Politically correct answer by Angel. Then, Adam, what do you think it is? Is it just a work rate factor?
Must be. I think he just likes workhorses, doesn't he? I don't know as well, to be fair. Like you said, he hasn't really had any end product since he came in. You've got to think as well, like Diaz was basically signed as like the Mane replacement, basically. And if you put them two together, if you look at like Mane's first, how many games do we think Diaz has played for Liverpool? I don't know, like 150 maybe? I don't know, off the top of my head. If you were to put like them two together, like how would they compare? Like you've got to think that Mane would be well and above that. And I know like that Mane played a lot more with like Firmino, who was very selfish and everything like that. But yeah, I don't know. It must literally just be his work rate, because I not to be harsh on him, but he don't really bring much else to the team. He don't really bring goals and assists and stuff. Do you know what I mean? On a regular basis. Yes, he's in a rich vein of form right now, but you know, it's few and a half between, isn't it? Like it was only like, what is it, last month or something, where all these rumors are coming out about him wanting to leave, and then it comes out that he wanted a new contract. I don't know. I won't be paying someone with them amount of stats over 100k a week. Do you know? So I'd be selling him, to be fair. Just to be honest.
No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Look, if I give you his stats, so this is his career stats in total for Luis Diaz. 364 games in his whole career, for everywhere he's played. 41 assists and 88 goals in 364 games. In the Premier League for Liverpool, he's played 61 Premier League games for Liverpool, and he has scored 16 goals and 9 assists. Darwin, who we all that the majority of this fan base slags off, has got more than that this season.
He's played 118 games for Liverpool in his career, by the way.
Diaz,
yeah.
Yeah, because that long injury layoff he had, didn't he?
Yeah.
Here's the one for you, though. I said this to Cal the other day on Coppish that the 21-22 season, Luis Diaz and Darwin Núñez had their best seasons for their previous clubs, and they've never done better before it or after it. At Porto, Luis Diaz played 18 games and scored 14 goals, and then we bought him. That season, Darwin Núñez played 36 games for Benfica, scoring 32 goals, and then we bought him. If you go and look at their stats before that, they're nowhere near to that level. You go to their stats after that, they're nowhere near that level. So I'll ask you, did we buy 2 players who are just having purple patch seasons?
By the sounds of it, yeah. Yeah, by the sounds of it.
I just don't want to answer.
I don't listen. I don't want anyone to be DMing me or saying that I said this and that and the third. Look, Adam said it there. Yeah, the long and short of it is, yeah, we signed players. I don't think there was much of a real plan behind those. I think the Diaz very opportunistic. Tottenham were in for him. They really wanted him. Tottenham were probably going to wait until the summer. We said, you know what, let's try and if we can get him in now for however much we signed him for, I can't remember what it was now. If we can get him in now, let's just try and do it. We did. Kind of worked, obviously, at the beginning when he came in, and it's been okay, would I say, since. Núñez, listen, I don't want to start a Núñez session, but Núñez is Núñez. At the end of the day, like, we've seen what we've seen, and it is what it is with Núñez anyway. So however you want to take that or see that, that's Núñez. So whether you think it's good or bad, that's just what it is. But when I'm having to say that, I feel like you would know, you kind of know where I'm heading with it. You know, if I'm not sitting here saying, I'm not asking, by the way, for any of these signings to be Van Dijk or Alisson or Salah. I'm really not asking.
Yeah, they're rare. They're rare as well.
Exactly. Even Manchester City don't pull out. You know, they bought Fernan Torres and sold him in January. That deal did not work. Do you know what I mean? So teams,
well, look at some of their midfield, like Kovacic. Does it really work?
Kovacic, Mateus Núñez. You know, these guys are not working, so to speak. So I'm not trying to say that you cannot.
Calvin Phillips.
Oh Jesus! Like, that's one of the worst, if not the worst, signing that Pep Guardiola has made in his whole career. Do you know what I mean? So when
you're almost as bad as Danny Drinkwater.
Oh yeah, Chelsea.
Yeah.
Danny saw man. I don't blame Danny.
But in fairness, I don't blame Danny. He was a very good midfielder for Leicester in that winning season. He was really good. So I understood why another club would look at him like that anyway. But when I'm looking at those two in particular, listen, Adam said it. I didn't say it, but Adam said, and I will agree.
I'm going to give you a number. I'm going to give you a number on Diaz here because I've just worked it out, and this has made me really angry. Okay, he's played 118 games for us. Yeah, I would say he's probably 90% of the time he starts, so he doesn't come off the bench. He scored 26 goals in all competitions. Jesus Christ. That's 3 years.
Yeah.
He's a forward. He's a forward.
I'm just going to say this right, straight up, right? So for me, this summer, I'm selling Diaz. Yeah, and then next season is Núñez's last season with this new manager. Yeah. If he doesn't kick on next year, no matter how much money we've spent on him, like I think it was like base was like 60 something, maybe 70. And then with add-ons, it gets to like 90, 100, whatever it is. I don't know. But if Núñez don't kick on next year, he's gone as well. Like, it just is what it is. I mean, I don't know. Like, we don't know who the manager is going to be. If it's Amorim or whoever it is going to be. Like, you think that someone from the Portuguese league would be able to get the best out of Nunes. That would be his best chance anyway. Do you know what I mean? And if that does not work, cut ties.
Yeah,
James Dance has got 2 goals in 2 games.
Well, Cody Gakpo joined in January. Cody Gakpo joined in January 2023, didn't he? He's got 20. He's got 22 goals for Liverpool, and he barely starts.
You know what, Diaz? You said how long he's been in now? What, 3 years? I'll take off
a year for the knee injury.
A year for the injury.
So let's go equal to what Cody's done.
Yeah. I'll say that.
Let's put Cody and Diaz in the same kind of frame, yeah. Considering Cody don't start nowhere near as many games as Diaz, his goal for game ratio is exactly the same, and he starts less games. So let's go with that. And honestly, puts this out. Sorry, let me defend Lucho. Context: horrible knee injuries, getting parents kidnapped, go and play football when your parents kidnapped. Do you know what it is? I don't even think Luis Diaz is playing that badly. I actually think he's playing well. He's just not got end product.
Yeah. 100%.
That's the thing. I don't think we're actually saying Luis Diaz is horrible footballer or playing badly. I actually think Luis Diaz is actually playing really well. He's just not got the end product when it matters. That's all. So I actually think Diaz is playing well.
He's playing well now, and then that's only now. But like, I feel like there's always an excuse why someone, like, every time we seem to get some of these kind of players, they always just seem to be like people throwing up injury records, and I'm like, I don't give two monkeys about that. Like, I just need you to have the end product when we need you to have the end product. And listen, with no disrespect whatsoever, but he came back from when his when his father obviously got kidnapped. He scored against Luton. So to sit here and say that it's having that much of an impact on the simple things that he's doing, I'm not saying about mentally, of course, that's going to completely derail you. But if that was the case, a bit like Conor Bradley did, rest in peace to his family, and my condolences, he took some time out. He said, you know what? I literally need the time out. And Conor Bradley came back. He literally came back, and you saw the performances. This is from a 20-year-old. A young man who's gone through far worse than what, obviously not to compare them, but in terms of in this context, he's gone through far worse than what Diaz has gone through. And he's come back and he's put in crazy amounts of performances. But we seem to give crazy amounts of excuses for Diaz. Diaz is 26, 27. Like, I expect to see some real good numbers as well as the performances. Because by this age, Mane, Firmino, that's when we were really calling. We were calling this the best front three since Messi, Suarez, and Neymar. I'm not asking you to be that good. I'm just saying you've got to do better than this. And it can't be every day. Oh, it's an excuse. Oh, his father got kidnapped. Oh, he had picked up an injury. What's the next excuse? We can't keep doing this, man. It's so.
Can I just give you another number on Cody Gakpo, because I've just been
making it worse
as well. You're way off. So Diaz has got 16 goals in 118 games. Cody Gakpo's got 21 goals in 51 games for Liverpool. We signed him halfway through the season, so he played half the season for Ajax. So he's only played 51 games. Yeah, there you go. You've got it in front of you.
So this is Luis Diaz.
He scored 21 goals.
This is Luis Diaz's stats this season. So in his stats this season, he's played a total of 46 games club-wise, 13 goals and 5 assists. And there you can see his per 90-minute ratio right there. He's on the 21st percentile for cards, I think. His expected goal rate is 0.38 per 90, 89th on the percentile. He's played 2,180 minutes at 70 minutes per appearance. That's 70 minutes per appearance. So he plays a lot of games. If I take that away and I'll show you Cody, I've got Cody Gakpo's one as well.
Yeah, I meant PSV. I always get them mixed up.
I'll show you Cody Gakpo's as well. So Cody Gakpo here has played 49 games in total, 14 goals, 6 assists. He's they're quite similar on all this per 90 stuff. But if you come down here, look at the difference in minutes and minutes appearances, and he's got the same amount of stats in goals and assists. He's played far less. 1,223 minutes equals as 41 minutes per appearance.
But look to your right. You'll
Yeah,
see
I was
it there.
about to say the same thing. Yeah, where Diaz is on that table. Yeah.
He's just above Ben Doak, and he's got 0 because he ain't played. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, it's mad. Look who's top.
Yeah, I expect that.
Look at Darwin. I mean, Gakpo is 4th on this list above Luis Diaz. You know,
He's actually not far
just,
off Darwin.
Yeah, obviously
he's 1 in
these
2.
two. Yeah, these two are always going to be the top 2. I think Jota's fascinating because if you look at Jota, he's fuck off. What the hell is that ad? If you look at Jota, his stats are mad. 30 and 14 goals in 30 games. That's 1 in 2 basically, and he barely plays 55-minute appearances. Jota is just that's what we miss. That is what we miss. It's not a Diaz, it's not a Gakpo. Forget all about that talk. The player we miss in our attack, guys, is Diogo Jota. Do we agree?
100%.
Yeah, and that's why it's a surprise he's not playing tonight. Like, I always hate this thing where you see players on the bench. Like, for me, if you're fit enough to be on the bench, you're fit enough to play the full 90 minutes. Like, say, for instance, we play tonight, Gakpo gets injured in first minute. We can't put, we can't put Jota on. He can only play 20 minutes tonight. Like, what's the point of having him on bench then? Like, I don't know. I hate it, stuff like that. It's like, he should just play from the beginning if he's fit enough to be on the bench for me.
Well, I agree with you, Adam, because what that makes sense is, Trent was on the bench the other day. Who was it we were playing when Trent was on the bench? Was it the Palace game? I think it was the Palace.
He started on the bench.
Yeah. What? No, it was a game that he was on the bench with as well, and he never came on. Was it the Atalanta first leg? Yeah, and he never came on. And Klopp said after the game that Trent weren't fit enough to even start a game yet or come on. So why was he on the bench? But then he's fit enough. Now he's fit enough to start a game. He's fit. So less than a week ago, Trent weren't fit enough to come off the bench and get involved in the first leg. But now, apparently, if these rumours are to be true, he's going to start tonight. But Jota has been coming off the bench, isn't going to start tonight. Help it make sense, guys.
No, it doesn't.
It's a confusing one to me.
The whole Canate on the bench does my nut in. Like if Canate's fit, you play him. You just play him.
But you can't trust Canate though. That's the worst thing about him. He's such a.
But yet he has to play. Like that's how Canate gets better. Like if you've got him coming off the bench or not starting games, then you're going to get a shaky Canate. He's just like that.
It's a weird one when Kwanzaa was played instead of him, weren't he? When Canate was fit, and then
it's like he couldn't make his mind up. Who was his second man?
I think if Matip was fit, Matip and Virgil would probably play most games. Yeah. I think that's the Klopp's best back two. Because I think Matip's an excellent defender. I think he's a tremendous defender. I think him and Virgil are arguably the best centre-back partnership around when they're at their best. And Canate is a great one to come in as a third choice. And you've got Kwanzaa as fourth choice of this season. But fortunately, Matip got his injury, which Matip does, unfortunately. But Canate, I like Canate, Adam, but he hasn't really. Would you say he's nailed down his position and played alongside Virgil regularly?
No. In all fairness, like if you look at like new manager, like everyone goes on about Amorim. Amorim comes in, he's bringing an Arshio with him. Like I think that's pretty much going to be nailed on. He's got a £52 million release clause, I think, that was increased from last summer. I think we could have had him for cheaper last summer, like 38 or something. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, Arshio comes with, and if he plays this back three, you play Virgil at middle and Arshio at left, and then you probably put, for me, Kwanzaa or Gomez above Canate in there. Like I know that Canate is he takes too many risks for me. Like he dives in too quickly, and I think a part of him has to do that because Trent's not there. So he feel like he has to win the ball, or that's it, the through. And but then because he dives in, he also kind of like he misses it lots of the through anyway. So it's one of them catch 22s. You know what I mean? Like he either wins or he loses, and he can't win either way. So I do think Trent playing in this inverted role has left him quite vulnerable at times as well this season. Having Endo there has helped out the defense a fair bit, but in a game like this tonight, you need Maka in there in that 6 because we're going to have probably a lot of the ball compared to we would do against another team. So
yeah,
but yeah. Back to Konate, I don't think he's nailed on. I think he gets injured too often as well. So yeah, I think someone in the chat put someone like, is it Diomande from Sporting as well? He's the right-sided defender over there as well. So you know, I won't be surprised if he pops over as well. You know, he's really good for Sporting at the moment. So yeah, I think Konate's got a lot to prove. Basically, I think he's maybe got another season or 2 in him to desert you, because I think he's got a contract to end in soon as well. Like everyone's talking about the contracts that end this summer, but when I was looking at it the other day, there's about 7 or 8 players whose contracts are up within 2 seasons. They're all coming into the last year of the deal next year. Like,
wow, I didn't even know. I completely forgot about it.
So, and I think he's one of them. So yeah,
since we lost Edwards, contracts are all over the place. Like seriously, like so many contracts are expiring all at the same time, which is just dumb. Like it's just a dumb thing to do.
Yeah, yeah. I'll try and find it now while you're talking and stuff. But there's about 7 or 8.
It's crazy. I think there's 5. I think there's 5 big players all end at the same time.
I've just got another mad stat up as well. So this is another mad stat. This season, Cody Gakpo has the 2nd best goal conversion rate at 16% in all competitions for Liverpool. Only Diogo Jota has a better rate of 23%.
Look, I got pelters for saying he's a bagsman. Like he's a bagsman for Liverpool, but he has to be played in the right position.
Yeah, I like Cody. You know, when Cody runs with the ball, he barely loses it. He's very good at keeping the possession of the football and running with it and using his like he's not quick with pace, but what he's got that massive stride pattern, ain't he? He's got that long stride that gets him away from defenders. And yeah, I like Cody. I'm hoping Cody plays well tonight. Personally, I think he's a damn decent player. Same with Luis Diaz. I think Luis Diaz is a damn decent player. It's just he hasn't got that end product that I want from Luis Diaz. That's all it is there. But what is Luis Diaz as a player? I don't think we've ever known, because in a 4-3-3 Klopp team, as far as I know with Jurgen Klopp, your front three, they're there to score goals and provide goals, as far as I'm concerned. And you know, if Luis Diaz is playing 4-4-2 in the wide and playing as the right-sided player in a 4-4-2, his stats are fine. But in a 4-3-3, when you're there to get goals and create goals and make goals, I don't think his stats are quite good enough. But he's playing well as a player. He's playing well.
He's one of those players that there's like 100 Luis Diaz out there. Like there's quite a lot of players. If we just took his stats, for example, now we just looked at his stats, forget what he actually does on the pitch. I could find you like Anthony Gordon straight away, boom, got an upgrade on him. Do you know, like it wouldn't be difficult.
Anthony Gordon's playing well. I think he's got like 10 Premier League goals this season, hasn't he?
Do you know what I mean? If we're just looking at purely stats, it obviously off the ball work and what he does bring to the team, he's got that there. But I'll be honest, man, I think it's not hard to find a Luis Diaz at all. I like if we're really saying in the whole world of football, you cannot find a better player than Luis Diaz, who's not going to cost you 100 million or whatever it is, then football's really in the mud. I'll be honest with you, because I don't think he's that good.
I mean, I think Marcus Taverner's probably got better stats than Luis Diaz.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to say stats. Okay, if you take away the stats,
you know what I mean. There's a lot of them guys out there.
Yeah. Harvey
Konate as well. Can I just talk about? Sorry, can I just mention Konate as well, because you just touched on him. The thing about an Amarin team is he likes his defenders to bring the ball out from the back, and he likes them to be involved in the midfield. Konate's not that guy. Like he's like Bambi on ice. Like he hasn't got a great pass on him, like short distance. I think Quansah's made for that role. Like I think he is. And you're now looking. I mean, it's crazy that we're even talking about this because Konate is a French international who's in the World Cup squad. Kwanzaa was a League Two player last season for Joey Barton. And for me, he's leapfrogged him. And he's just a better player. Like he gets how Liverpool play more. He gets how Matip plays on that side. And when Matip was out, he came in and said, "I want that position." Like, unlucky Matip, but I'm going for it. And for me, he's kind of took it. Like, he doesn't do much wrong, but he has been thrown into really high pressure games, and you just think, is that game a little bit too big for him? Because he was playing League Two football last season. Yeah. But next season under an Amorim, I think he could do really well on the right hand side centre back.
I think, like, obviously Klopp really rates Kwanzaa. He wouldn't play him as much as he's done. You know, you got other players he's never played as much as Kwanzaa, so he obviously really rates him. There's something special about him. I get why Konate plays. You know, the whole international thing is a bit weird because they got Upamecano plays, and that guy is like, you know,
bozo.
It's just, you know, he's not
they
great.
They played Eric Dyer instead of him last night.
Yeah, I think that tells you everything. Eric Dyer has taken Upamecano's spot, but Upamecano is the third choice for France. So, international wise, it's different. I just don't. I think Konate would actually be a better defender for Liverpool if he weren't so exposed. You know, like Virgil is the most exposed centre back in the Premier League, but he gets away with it because he's so good.
But then on the flip side, then I'm just thinking about it now. Why does Kwanzaa look so good, even though he's probably equally as exposed as Konate?
That's a good point. That's a good point. That's good. I'm running out of ideas.
No. It wasn't even to catch you out. It was just I'm kind of with K-Mac here. Like I was talking to someone earlier on, and I was saying, like in my mind, I've been thinking about this for a while now. If it was Amorim and we went free at the back, I'd be more comfortable playing Kwanzaa than I would be Konate, purely on the fact of I think Amorim would want someone who can actually play out from the back and is still actually really good at defending. And I think Kwanzaa literally ticks both of those boxes, as opposed to Konate, who I think really good at defending, like really, really good. But as Adam said, quite rash. He's injury prone as well. Like those kind of things, they will play a part, unfortunately, in what a manager would think in what you can do. And he's not as good as Kwanzaa coming out with the ball from the back. So you're playing free at the back now. If I need my wide centre backs to be able to do something, who do you trust more, Kwanzaa or Konate? I'm pretty sure we'd all say Kwanzaa in that situation. Obviously, he's physically better than him. He's more mature than he is, you know, so to speak, on the pitch. He's more experienced. He's played at the highest level. Those things will fall into Konate's favour, of course. But at the same time, I'm sorry. I think when the new manager comes in, we need to strip away this mentality of, yeah, he's good, but he gets injured all the time. I think that needs to, you know, really get cut. I think we need to be a bit more cutthroat with some of these players and say, mate, if you're not, you know, if you can't prove fitness first and foremost, we're going to have to start looking at alternatives now. It can't be just...
That's really interesting what you said. Have you listened to David Ornstein's interview about the next Liverpool manager?
Mm-mm.
That is one stipulation that they're looking at. They want a manager that can deal with that can deal with fit squads and not have injury prones. Like their squads have to have fit players all the time. So they're looking at their records.
Yeah, our
Amorim doesn't have bad injuries.
Good.
And also something else about Kwanzaa that I forgot to talk about. Have you seen some of his 40-yard diagonals that he can do?
That's what I said. Being able to play out from the back, he can do it. Listen, I underestimated him. I can't lie. I did not.
Never seen Konate do that, by the way. Sorry, never seen Konate do that.
Yeah, I think Gerald Kwanzaa's a fabulous footballer. I mean, you know, you can say the thing that, you know, he's looking very good because he's alongside Virgil van Dijk, but it's like everyone else says, whoever plays alongside Virgil van Dijk. So, you know, Kwanzaa at the moment is looking good, but Konate this season has had spells. I will say this about Konate: when Konate is at his very best, he looks a well beater.
Yeah,
When Canarte's at his very best, he looks like an absolute world beater. And you're like, how have we got this guy? But he can go from that to being Bozo Canate within a week. And that's the issue for me at times with him. But Kwanzaa's just, you know, he's played so well this season, and he's got a bright future, man. He's got an extremely
like literally 2 mistakes all
future.
season. I can say about Kwanzaa, 2 mistakes.
Yeah, he made a mistake.
And he's a 21-year-old kid as a centre back for Liverpool in his breakout season. Like seriously, it's incredible.
I don't even know. Seems to have played every game this season. I don't know if that just seems like it, don't it? It's mad that he's in the squad. I mean, Klopp loves him, obviously. So,
but that should give you some indication that he's in the squad, and Klopp has been recently. Unless there's an underlying injury we do not know about Konate and he just didn't want to release it. Manchester United away, Atalanta at home, big games of the season. You're supposed to call the best French centre back. He wasn't. Where was he? You know, I found that super interesting that he played Kwanzaa instead of playing Konate in those kind of games. Obviously, Konate playing against Atalanta, but Kwanzaa playing the couple games before, and I was like, I find that so interesting. That's so interesting, but I guess it is what it is with those kind of things.
And I'm saying I like Ibu. I think Ibu's a very, very good centre back. I don't think any of us here are dismissing that he's a very good player. It just we're trying to say here, guys, is that big honesty as well for sending me the link. And honestly, we're not actually calling Ibu a bad player. What we're saying is that he hasn't established himself as Klopp's #1 choice with Virgil van Dijk at the moment. And Kwanzaa plays a lot of football. You know, he plays a lot of games as well. So, and also with Kwanzaa, with Konate's injury record, it's not the best either. I like Konate, man. We're just like, if he was Liverpool's #1 choice for Virgil and Kwanzaa weren't getting games, there's nothing to say. But that's not the case, is it? That's all we're saying. Yeah, that's all we're saying. Big up Pimp in the house. They're doing well, in my opinion, Jamie. Fans know as much about player recovery and minis capable from the bench as I know about man. That's the same to the time that it relates people. Big up Pimping. You're right, man. You are correct. Right, just to have a little, you know, I think we just need to bring a bit of a smile back to the show, guys. We just need to bring a bit of a happiness back to the show. So
فريق انجليزي ام من دون فريق اسباني. برناردو سيلفا يتولى تنفيذ سيلفا.
Just bring a bit of happiness back to the show. Bring a bit of happiness back to the show. So this is the league team, guys. So this team we got up on the screen right now is the league side that is apparently going to play tonight. There's 2 out, pretty much. One's Harvey or one's Curtis Jones. So yeah, one's either Harvey or one's Curtis Jones. But this guy here, guys, Trent Alexander-Arnold, is he going to play in this position up and down all day, or is he playing next to McAllister?
He'll be playing next to McAllister.
Is Trent doing? Let's get what we think will happen. So I think we might see something like this against Atalanta today. Do you guys agree?
I think you need Robbo all the way next to Diogo.
Robbo
the thing is, like Robbo's going to be all the way down here.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything else. Put him in front of goal. In front of their goal.
Because defensively, what you want to do is Konate goes across, Virgil goes across, and Robbo becomes the third centre back. But Robbo's definitely going to be doing this job all game, giving you the width naturally on this side. Now, where I said about Endo, I don't think if Endo plays, you can play the Trent alongside Endo. I just don't think Klopp would do that. I think McAllister, if he's the 6th, Trent will go into this position. And if Harvey is playing, this area of the pitch just suit Harvey Elliott more, doesn't it, guys? Where he's in this more attacking third. But has Harvey ever been good off the left-hand side of the pitch? or do you prefer him on
Not
the
off
right
memory.
side of the pitch?
No.
And
I don't
Will,
think I've ever
and
seen
I
him
think-
over there.
No, and the problem is, I would prefer to see. I think this would be the way to do it. I think
Yeah.
Szoboszlai off that left-hand side would be far better, because I think for Leipzig he played a few games at left wing for them as well, and drifted into them left-sided areas. So if we are going with Harvey, Harvey needs areas. If you're doing this, you've got the ability of Salah. Cody won't play right up. He will naturally drift in. And if he's naturally drifted in, Diaz will come this way. And I think Harvey will go that way. And Szoboszlai or whoever's playing that side will go that way. And we've got that kind of setup on the attack, like a 4-2, like just really attack-minded, and keeping Trent and McAllister in there and that double pivot as the controlling midfielders. Could you see it sort of like that's how it's going to sort of like line up when we're on the ball in attacking positions, G?
Yeah. We're going to try and push up high, I think. I think we will try to push up as high as obviously possible. So, yeah, Konate, Van Dijk, Robert. Yeah, literally like that, actually, to be fair. Robert is actually the free role here, actually, to be honest. He's the one who's kind of just doing his thing on that left side. And then, Trent will almost just be a DM. Only when we're defending transition will he obviously slot back into that right back role. And even then, I almost feel like if it's a quick counter, you'll see Konate go out to the right and Trent almost move into centre-back role. At times, he'll move into centre-back to pick up the ball, to obviously start, spraying his passes and stuff like that. But, yeah, the rest of it, I think that's going to be... if that's the team, by the way. I think that would be...
If that is a team, yeah, exactly. Because,
look... That'll be the
Adam,
shape. That'll be the kind of shape, regardless.
Yeah, Adam, do you reckon that'd be sort of the shape, like, if we go with this team?
Yeah. To be fair, I think you're probably going to see it more with Konate and Van Dijk just sat there by themselves. Robbo probably well up front. And if they do like counter, I know you were saying like Trent might drop back, but I've got a funny feeling it might be Maka. Maka might drop back in between Konate and Van Dijk, and Trent will probably just where Trent is now. I think that's where he's going to pop up most of the game. I think that's where he'll be.
Right. Yeah.
Because did you listen to Trent's interview with Gary Neville the other day on that overlap show? He was on about like
it's very
the sugar thing,
very
how they all just they don't seem to have like a position or like a depending on where somebody is, it depends on where the other person goes and stuff like that. It sounds just like chaos basically.
Yeah,
and that's
what we want. Hey, you need to listen to some of my previous shows, mate.
Okay. And he also said on there. He also said on there that Klopp doesn't want us to be the best. He wants us to be the hardest team to play.
Yeah.
It's a bit worrying. But yeah, this position. So we got this like triangle of Trent, Harvey, and Salah, which I do like when they play, because Harvey, I always think is good in them, wider right areas, because I think he's got a good final ball. He has a good. I don't know about you guys, but I think Harvey and Salah have a good combination on that right hand side. They find each other pretty well. I think Harvey will be doing a lot of the overlapping. I think we're going to try and get Mo in front of goal as much tonight as possible, in my opinion. I think Cody Gakpo's going to be the one who's going to try and hold up play, keep the position of the ball higher up the pitch, draw, Harvey and Szoboszlai and Luis Diaz and Salah into him, and try and get them balls out wide to whoever who's playing in them what positions, either Harvey or Dominic Szoboszlai, in for them the forwards. I mean, I like it. I mean, we got no other choice. We're not going to sit here and sit back. We're going to be patient. We're going to work our way into the game. I don't see us just going right hell for leather from the first second, because that's how you can see goals. But we'll have to be patient and work our way into the game. But who do you guys see Trent as the one in this game to unlock everything, or who else do you see? G, I'll go with you first, man.
Yeah, it will be Trent, but I do need him to just not everyday Hollywood pass. Like sometimes you can just play a simple pass. Like there was a pass on at the weekend, and I was like, why didn't you just pass it like normally? Like I know you can pass the ball like David Beckham. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to see it every 2 seconds. And
he was free as well. The
Yeah,
man
he
was
was
that one
free.
when he volleyed it. When he like,
Yes, yes,
I
Man
lost
stood
it.
there.
I was like, what are you doing?
exactly. And you sit there, and the thing is about Trent is we all know Trent can put the ball on a sixpence for anybody from anywhere with both feet. I've seen him do it with his left foot, seen him do it with his right foot. The problem is, I almost feel that at times, I almost feel like he's just doing it because, let me just try. It's like, I don't need you to just try. I kind of need you to be a bit more assured in what you're actually doing and stop trying the Hollywood pass, because I think for Trent to become this complete midfielder, if that's where he plays in the future, I think he's going to need to shore that up a little bit more, because we know he can do the Hollywood passes, but sometimes it's about the simple passes, the movement of yourself and the other players in and around you. Start doing that better. You'll see Trent go up levels, because that's what you see with the top midfielders, Javis, the Perlos. It's not that we all know they can pass the ball, but it's their movement, it's the scanning, it's the finding spaces, it's all these little things that made these guys what we know of today. And it annoys me, these Hollywood passes at moments where you're like, you really didn't even need to do that. Like, you could have just passed it normally to the guy next to you or the guy in front of you, and we actually would have progressed further up the field that way, because now they've been able to get back in their shape because the ball's traveled in the air for God knows how long. They've now got back into their shape. We've now got no one on the inside, or it's all closed up there, and then we lose the ball, and then you're out of position because you've obviously carried on your run. It can be a pattern of things at times. So he needs to, just pattern that up. But other than that, listen, he's the best passer of the ball that we have on the team. But I think McAllister will be the one to look out for potentially.
Yeah, I was going to say that myself. To be fair, Macca's probably the one to help us tonight. Probably get him on the ball as much as possible. I know he's sat in the six, but he's sat there for a reason. Like, he's sat there to keep hold of the ball and pass it about and spray it around. Mm-hmm. That's why you're not starting Endo, because you don't obviously think you're gonna not have the ball and you need a destroyer in there. You need someone in there who's gonna just be the quarterback basically and just make sure we've got it and just tick it over. So yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, Macca. Yeah.
McAllister. McAllister. We're gonna. I would feel like we're gonna have a lot of possession today. I mean, we have a lot of possession when we play whoever, to be absolutely fair, because the way we set up. But McAllister's not going to play that traditional DM role. He's not going to be like an Endo, as you say. He's not there to be a destroyer or anything today. He's there to get the ball moving. That's what he's going to be there to. He's going total, get that ball, get your head up, and look for the passes to where it needs to be played. And you've got Trent alongside him. If that is the team, the league team that is out, that tells me Klopp is absolutely going for it, because Trent, as we saw when he came back, what is it, the Palace game, when he came off a sub, he literally went straight in the middle of the pitch. He didn't even look at right back. He literally jogged on and literally just ran to the middle of the pitch. And I don't think he went into right back once when he came on. And so Trent, we know what happened with Trent. Trent's got his instructions. If he plays, he's inverting into that central area, and that's the way it's going to be. And I think that's the way it's going to be towards the end of the season now. I don't know about you guys. I literally feel like that midfield three could be the midfield three we see now till the end of the season. What do you think, guys?
Can I talk on this?
Yeah, go on.
When he came on against Palace, he went onto the left-hand side of midfield.
He was
on the opposite side of the midfield there. It's really odd. It baffles me. I don't want him to play inverted tonight. We've got enough in there. We've got McAllister in there. We've got Dom in there. I want him to be a bit more wider. I want him to get those balls in. Because they've got a really slow defense. They've got a load of big, bulky guys. We watched them at Anfield. You could have just passed the ball around them. They've got I think they've got two of their best defenders out injured as well. Scalvini's out injured, and their other guy was out as well, and they were playing a midfielder. We've had 2 games now where the opposition's had midfielders and left backs and right backs playing central defenders, and we've not been able to score a goal. Play the ball around them. So that's why I think Trent should play more wider with those crosses that he puts in. We don't need 20 guys all in the middle of the park getting in each other's way. The inverted thing's done my head in this season. And I do think that Trent needs to find a way of being a right back again, because next year, Amarin's not going to pick him as a central midfielder. He needs his central midfielders to be workhorses and tackle and produce. Trent isn't going to do that. Like, he doesn't need Hollywood passes from midfield. Amarin has his Hollywood passes from his central defenders. Just watch how they play. Like, 3-4-3 is how they play. If he wants to stay at Liverpool, he needs to be the right-sided midfielder who plays like a wing back, and he needs to get back to what he was so good at, where he's got all his assists, where he creates all his chances from the right-hand side. Don't need him in midfield. You got Dom, you got Mac, you got Jones. They can all produce.
Yeah, I agree. Look, do you think Gasperini will go with his man-to-man play at home when he's 3-0 up today, or do you think he will sit?
He never changes in like 10 years.
What do you reckon, G?
Yeah, I think it'd be a fool not to be honest. But that works so well that you're almost like, I kind of need to do it again. But you will also understand. Remember, they had 5 shots on target. It's not like they didn't have any chances. So he'll just understand that we can still do the exact same thing. We just maybe won't break as much as we possibly did. So we may not always look for that pass. We might keep possession for a bit longer in the game. So I think we had maybe 65, 70% possession by the end of the game. That might change. That might be more closer that he might be potentially looking at. Maybe we keep 40%. I know it's not that much, but it's more than what they had the other day. I think they would look at, he's the guy who just beat Liverpool 3-0, so what can I really tell him? But I think that's what I would do in that situation. Is I'd say you kind of do the same thing, but maybe we just keep hold of the ball a bit longer. We might not always look to break when that opportunity arises, and then look for other opportunities to be able to break Liverpool, and then go from there. Because if you can keep us quiet for the first 20-30 minutes, slowly, some players will start thinking it's not working. So many things can change in game state. So I think he just might want to just play it the first 20 minutes, but that might go out the window if Liverpool go 2-0 up in the first 10 seconds. Or I get
you. And Sean's got a great comment here. He says we need someone inverted, or we get overrun in this system without a false 9, and that's true. But if the truth is to be told today, Cody Gakpo is going to be playing false 9. So I agree with this. I've said this time and time again. The way we set up, the way Jurgen Klopp sets up his 4-3-3 with the gegenpress and the counter pressing that we play, Adam, I just feel like it is beneficial more for Liverpool to play a false 9. It really is, because it benefits the team much more, because then because we play wingers now instead of inverted wingers. Salah is proper out wide now. Diaz is out wide. When you're playing a false 9, whoever's playing them wide positions are allowed to invert inside and become inside wingers where you want them to really be. And, also with the way we play with that high press, having that false 9 dropping deep and sitting on another midfielder to stop them getting out helps us squeeze up the pitch a little bit more. But when you're playing Darwin, who wants to sit on the shoulder and not press and running behind, you lose that space, don't you? And that space gets gathered up by the opposition. So do you feel like the same as me, like the way Klopp plays in that system, a false 9 actually benefits our team?
No, yeah. I think it does with the false 9, like you say. And I was just thinking as well, I've been sat here, like, when was the last time we actually saw Trent do one of his early crosses? Remember, like, that was what he was famed for. Like, we used to have Robbo and Trent both doing the same thing. I can't remember the last time I saw him do that. He's too, like you said, in the middle now. Like, he's not involved out wide anymore, and Salah's pushed too far out wide, and he's not close to goal anymore. And yeah, Trent needs to go back out wide. Gakpo comes, as you say, into false 9, and then you bring in Salah and Diaz, and hopefully Diaz has got some shooting boots on today.
and Mo, to be fair.
Well, yeah, and Mo as well. Yeah.
And Mo, to be fair. Mo needs a game. Look, if there's ever a play, look, the thing is, guys, we are playing Atalanta, and Atalanta, let's be fair, they're not a great side. They're not a great side. What, like 5th or 6th in their league? They're not a tremendous side. What players are you taking from Atalanta? Like, seriously, what? Is anyone really taking
Scalvini?
Or Cooper Miners, maybe. Cooper Miners, I actually think is a very good player.
I'd probably take the Brazilian lad. I think he looks good. I think we're looking at him as well. Edmondson,
right-
is it?
Yeah, there ain't.
Edison.
Yeah.
Yeah, there ain't. Apart from that, there ain't a lot there, is there? You would go, oh my god, we've got. So I just feel like this team, Salah, Diaz, Gakpo, Szoboszlai, Trent playing, McAllister on the ball, Harvey Elliott, and then we've got the bench. You've got Darwin to come on later in the game. You got Jota to come on later in the game. You got either a Curtis Jones or a Harvey Elliott or whatever one of them playing to come on in the game. Surely there's enough there, lads, to get a result. Surely, what we're saying. Adam, I'll go to you first. Have we got enough there to get a result? And if so, what's the scoreline going to be before we finish up?
Oh, you want a scoreline out of me as well?
Yeah,
all right.
give us everything, man. We want everything.
We've got it. Like, I think Atlanta at the weekend drew 2-2 with Verona, who are like 16th in their league. Now, I don't know if they're like rested players or what. I don't know. But going to beat Liverpool 3-0 and drawing with them. Anyway, so yeah. I think it goes extra time,
Going all the way.
I don't think we get 4. I can see us getting a 3-0, going to extra time, and then, all being well, we win it in extra time or penalties. But yeah, I'm gonna go 3-0 Liverpool, I guess, if you're putting me on the spot.
Go for it, man. Go for it. I'm looking at the lineup right now. They had in midfield for the Verona game. They had Edison, Cooper Miners, and Palicic. I think, yeah. They went their full strength 11.
All right, and the drew 2-2 with 16. There you go then. So we're gonna win 6-0. Now I'm joking. Like
Our problem is keeping a clean sheet, obviously. That's our main problem. So we might have to score goals, but away goals don't count, so that don't matter. So get 3 goals, go to extra time. We concede 1, we still need a 4th anyway. So it's not, conceding 1 ain't really a problem when Liverpool need to score 4 to go through anyway. Even to take it to penalties if that's the case. But Chi, what do you reckon, man? What do you reckon? I think I'll get. I'll do mine last. Let's get you, G. Before we actually do that, we've got almost 300 people here. Please, guys, make sure you hit that like button, get them likes up. I'd appreciate it. Subscribe, share, and make sure you subscribe to all these guys as well. Links have been going up and down in the live chat, and I'll put links in the video after we finished here as well, guys. So make sure you subscribe to these people. Jay, go for it.
Honest 4-2.
And we go out.
Yeah. I think we'll win. I think we'll score the goals. But I just think that we at the best of times we concede goals. So I don't even I don't know. I mean, maybe if they score 1 and we can put away our chances, like all of our chances, and I do mean we literally win them, which hasn't been happening. Do you know, there's so many variables behind this that, can we realistically see that happening? Probably not. But it'll be typical Liverpool if they do come back. That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. So, unfortunately, I do think it was just a bridge too far, and I think we won't take all of our chances this evening. But listen, I hope I'm proved wrong. I hope.
That it would be
brutal.
If we scored 4 goals and went out still, that would be brutal. I ain't gonna lie.
I think, it's crazy because I actually think that they will score first in the game. I actually think they will score first, but we'll score 4 in a row like that, and then that's where the gut wrencher comes in at some point in time with the late goal.
I'm not watching now, G.
No, you gotta watch now. Oh, no.
I'm playing Harry Potter now.
No. You gotta watch.
What are you saying, What are you saying?
I think it'll be 5-1.
Wow.
So he's not even predicting a win then, because if they 5-4. All right, fair enough.
No, 5-1 to us, mate. I think Jota will get a brace off the bench. Jota's got previous. He scored a hat-trick against them last time.
Yeah, he certainly did.
And he's great off the bench, by the way. I think it'll be 5-1. I think they'll fall to pieces. But I do think they'll get 1 back. But I think they'll fall to pieces.
Do you guys think that Liverpool are just... it's mad that our forwards... Because I don't think we're playing badly, yeah? Because if you look at the opportunities we're making, it's just they're not finishing them. So it's not like we are struggling to create opportunities in games. Like the Palace game, we should have scored 5 or 6. Let's be fair here. The amount of chances we actually created in that game. It's them putting their chances away. So I don't think we're actually playing terribly because we're creating loads of efforts. We're creating excellent chances as well. The strikers are just putting away. I think tonight, did you see Robbo's interview when he sort of slagged the forwards off a little bit?
Yeah.
When he did you see it, G?
Good.
He sort of had a little, when he had that little pop about forwards putting their chances away.
He's probably tired like the rest of us watching bloody so-and-so miss every 2 seconds.
Then I've seen Robbo in the last 2 games have glorified chances that he's like completely.
I mean, he is a
though.
I will give him.
I mean,
he is
the thing about that though is, can you blame him having a shot? Like no one else seems to be putting it in the net.
I don't think he meant to say it. Me, I think it just fell out because he said it, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, but then we can't be conceding goals as well." Like,
he sort of backtracked very quickly.
That shows you the human side. That shows you. You know what I mean? They think it the same thing.
I think he was annoyed, and he was right to be annoyed because against Palace, that game should have been 5-2 Liverpool. Like at the end of the game, it should have been 5-2, without a shadow of a doubt. And so Robbo was right. I just feel like tonight, I think the players are going to put their chances away. I think Mo's going to bag a brace, and I think Darwin Núñez is going to win us the game to put us through. It's just it's a typical thing Darwin would do. Or like it's a typical thing, where he's just been stinky for the last few weeks. It's a typical Darwin thing to do tonight, to come off the bench and get the match winner in it. It's just a Darwin thing to do. And
it's crazy.
I don't think he's been great in Europe. He's not been
great full stop, to be fair. But
he's not been great in Europe this season.
If he gets the goal, if it gets the goal, get us through. I think we win.
I see Dan's winning it for us. Sorry, someone's just putting that in the chat. I'd love that. I would absolutely love it.
You're crazy. I would love it, but you know what's going to happen, right? If he was to do that, the clamour for him to start the next game,
it'd be too high. That's why Klopp ain't going to bring him on. That's why I ain't going to come on.
Have you seen that back Healy did against Man United?
He's a natural finisher.
He's really
seriously.
The goals he scored against Southampton, the man's a natural finisher. He's got it in him. I've always said it. Darwin Núñez will score goals, he will score goals. He's just not natural at it. Where I look at someone like Dan's is more natural at it. Look at these goals that he scored when he played for Liverpool's first team against Southampton, the goals in the academy. He doesn't hit anything with power. It's precise finishing. You see Darwin, he just smashes everything. Literally just smashes everything. It's just a difference. Some people are just naturally more gifted at goal scoring than others. Doesn't mean the other player's a terrible player or anything like that. I think that's where the fan base goes gets it all a bit wrong. For me.
I'll tell you what though, G. Didn't Robbie Fowler get his break when he played against Fulham?
No, he did.
For Liverpool, he scored 5 goals.
I know, but we're talking about a
time period where he didn't
really
have... We're also talking about Robbie Fowler, who is an elite finisher.
No, you're not crazy because Dan's could easily be like an elite finisher. My issue with that would probably be we've got 5 forwards. If Dan's is the one that breaks through from these 5 forwards, clearly we've done something wrong in the market. You know what I mean? Like something's gone wrong somewhere.
A lot of discussions have to be made.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think it's a lot of pressure putting Dan's on the pitch, even as a substitute tonight. For that kid. But I'm going for a win. The only thing I will say, if we don't win today and we play this full strength team and they absolutely go for it, are we going to be too tired to go against Fulham on Saturday?
That's going to be a tough game, by the way. That's going to be a tough game.
Because Fulham have got nothing to play for now, so they're a bit more relaxed, which actually is a bit more dangerous at times than playing for a team that's got something to play for. So I just feel that might tire us out.
I feel like if the tie's gone, I think we'll see some changes. Like Klopp will just start taking players off and just rest them for Premier League. Like,
I agree.
No point keeping them out if it's gone. Like say by half time we're getting beat 2-0. I think he'll just be like, right, Salah, you're off. Like take them all off. There's no point. Like so.
Great point. But I'm going to go for a Liverpool win. Oh, I'm going to go. Oh dear. I'm going to go Liverpool win 3-0, but lose on penalties.
Hold on. When I said we're going to lose, everyone was shouting at me. And now you just said we're going to lose. And on penalties. I was giving us 90 minutes. I didn't want to take it all the way to the penalties.
That's worse than G's.
I'm only joking. I actually think we'll win. I don't know. This team have to. This team have to win. That's the thing. They have to win.
You know what, Jamie? Yeah, we all keep saying we have to win, and we like everyone.
Just from
chat,
morale,
I know we're
morale.
all saying, yeah, no. Like we're all saying we're going to win, and that's fair, and that's understandable. But I'm pretty sure before the Atalanta game, we all came into it with the same kind of thinking of we should just win this game, and I almost feel like the players came into it with that we should just win this, even if it's like 2-0. Like they probably thought we'd get like a 2-0, go back to their place, 1-0, 2-0 victory, whatever kind of thing. And I almost feel like they had that same mentality. And then it's almost like we got a slap in the face. So we kind of need the players to understand this now,
I think that this might be this team's moment. Like where we had the last team was like Barcelona.
Yeah.
This is this team's moment. Like if they do it tonight, then they are a Jurgen Klopp team. Do you know what I mean? Like they are a Liverpool team that can come back. Whereas if they don't, then it ain't like the end of the world. But it's like that was your chance, guys. Klopp's going in summer. You won't get another one. So
yeah, agreed.
And on that note, guys, we're going to leave it. That's a great point to leave it on. Guys, thank you very much for joining us today. Appreciate it. Guys, don't forget, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe and share. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share all them guys' channels and videos as well. Links have been in the live chat. I'll leave links after the video as well. Been great. Adam, let them know where they can find you anyway, man.
X, I think it's Adam_Naylor LFC, I think. And then on YouTube, it's just Adam Naylor FC. Have a look. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, really. Thanks for having me on, finally. I've got a chance to come on.
Been great, man. You've been fantastic. G, they know where to find you, but let them know in a way.
Yeah, GTV football channel. I'll be back tomorrow on X as well. Same thing, GTV football. I'll be back tomorrow for the match reaction. Hopefully, I'll be saying Salah scored 4 goals and he won us the game, and that was it. He was the only one to score and assist himself.
He assisted himself. He hit the post, it came back out, and he tapped it in. So
he kicked it over the top. He ran on to it. He scored 4 times. That's all. That's the perfect night for me. As long as that happens.
Perfect night.
I've got to be honest. Their defence are that slow. He probably could.
Yeah, it's true. K-Mac, where can they find you, man?
You can check me out on K-Mac channel on YouTube, but mostly I'm partnering Jamie on his show at the moment.
Yeah,
it's great.
All the time. Yeah, we're having fun, man. We're having fun. Guys, appreciate it. Enjoy the football tonight, and I'll be back tomorrow with the match reaction. But enjoy the game tonight, guys. Hope you have a blast. Big up to everyone. Before we leave, just one more time.
فريق انجليزي ام من دون فريق اسباني